Dark Souls has always had really cool visuals and areas. The level design is top tier because it's great to play in and explore, but also visually either super pretty or creepy or even cool. Littered throughout Dark Souls 3, there are tons of random spots that are specifically cool, and today I'm going to show you just 7 of them. First up, this almost holy looking light that shines down the brush of the Farron Swamp, giving you a brief ray of sunshine that warms the area and provides a lovely level of realism. This incandescent glow can be found in 2 spots, here near the Watchdogs of Farron Gankers, giving the area almost an arena feel perfect for PvP, and here at the bonfire of the Crucifixion Woods, cleverly placed to enjoy while you summon in a friend or simply rest at a bonfire. There's a few spots like this one in game, but they remind me most of the symbolic nature of the old Sun Bros Covenant from Dark Souls 1. You gotta praise the sun, even in Dark Souls 3. Next, a less obvious one, the rafters of both the Cathedral of the Deep and the Archives. There's something enjoyable and powerful about standing over a massive area you've just worked so hard to progress through. Being able to see almost everything you had to fight past, everything you pushed on to beat, not to mention the usefulness of being able to spot many things you may have missed from up on high. I've loved doing this in the Soulsborne games. Rafters seem to be something they love to let you run along, though I can't actually remember any in Dark Souls 2, correct me if I'm wrong. Third, let's do a more obvious one, shall we? The entrance of the high walls of Lothric. Suddenly, teleported to a closed-off room, you see a sword laid across what looks to be a Lord Vessel. This is a pretty big reference to those who played through Dark Souls 1 and immediately gives those players something to remember and think about. Turn around and we push our way out into the open to find ourselves extremely high up and delighted in seeing a magnificent view. The Archives stand out on your left, the massive castle of Lothric on your right, the area around you that you can and will explore, even glimpses behind you of a huge amount of the areas you'll go to next, down off the wall and below. I can imagine most players stopped to take this all in after opening those doors. I know that I did. Up next is something that caught me by surprise. The massive dragon body slumped across the peak of a gigantic mountain. This is found at the end of Archdragon Peak. I have no idea how I managed to not see that hulking massive dragon when I first looked at this. It's just so much to take in that I somehow didn't even see it. Maybe I assumed it was part of the mountain. The thing about the original dragons is that they were hilariously huge, outrageously so, made from stone, and once rulers of everything that existed, these powerful creatures were destroyed by Gwyn and his white knights using the power of lightning. Now, shooting back to the present, we find the remains of just one of those dragons. At the top of a mountain, you get a proper scale and feel for just how big these monsters were, and even more respect for those who managed to defeat them. Fifth on the list, we have a super obvious one that I would probably be at a great fault not to include. It's the reveal of the Bereal Valley. I mean, come on, what can I say? This view is gorgeous. Not only is it so pretty it could be a painting, it's timed so perfectly. You've just dragged yourself from a literal hellhole, crawling out from the catacombs of Karthus, having just experienced a spooky ride you just couldn't get off. You are transported into a winter wonderland of beauty. There's so much to look at and just simply enjoy here. A brilliant and sudden reveal. One of my favorite things to witness every new playthrough, easily. Now we'll scale things down a little bit as we move on to number 6, yet this one is also one of my favourites, the candlelit passage of swords just before the Farron Keep. Similar to the way that the Bereal Valley is revealed, you've just been through a rough time, you're covered in muck from a poisonous swamp, and you've just managed to solve the puzzle, if you can even call it that, and open the doors that lead to the Farron Keep. Suddenly, you're treated to a warm glow and a tunnel of cleverly placed swords and candles. This is one of my favourite places to take screenshots of characters. You present your fashion, as it were. Every time I go through here, I just stand there and I enjoy it. And I've used this spot for multiple thumbnails and I want to use it for more. And finally, it's the area just behind Vord's boss room. The camera pulls back as you step into this spot because From Software just knows. From this spot, you can see the mass majority of the game in one glance. It's insanely clever because every time you come back here, there's a good chance you can spot something new. You see where you're going to go, out into the world. You see the broken bridge, the undead settlement, the Farron Swamp, the Road of Sacrifices, the Cathedral of the Deep, the Farron Keep. Hell, you can even see the branches of the boss you fight in the undead settlement. If you're a keen eye, you can see Anor Londo shrouded by mist and even Archdragon Peak. It's just amazing. And just wait until the DLC hits. I bet we might even see more from this very spot. And that's it. There's a lot to say about each of these, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet. If there's any spots in the game you fucking love, let me know in the comments. Who knows, maybe I'll make another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to share the video if you wanna, or hit like to support me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.